Hi guys, Ghost Raven here. Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines 2. So we're going to dive straight into what's been going on. I have added a little more agricultural or crops so that we can grow some more crops. I added a vegetable field and I added a wheat field. It's increased our production of those two quite a bit. We still seem to be in the green for most of it. We need to start thinking about producing oil and some of the other resources that we need or that the industry will need. I have also added a third bus route in, and what the bus route does is it just wraps around the beach property residents and stuff, so they have a way of being able to get from this side without getting into a car back to the bus station. And in the bus station, when we put the metro in now, what we'll do is we'll ferry people from this side. You can see there's quite a lot of people walking at the moment, so we're going to ferry a lot of those people from this side of the city to the other side of the city so they don't have to walk across the highway. If they still want to, they want to do a little bit of exercise, they can do that as well. Completely up to them, but yeah, so that's the idea. So we're going to put in some tram, and yeah, we're just going to help this, and we're not going to grow the city too much from a resident's point of view. Our unemployment is still sitting at around 20%. We do have access to the new high density offices, so I'd like to put some of that in. So actually, let's start by doing that, I think, because that'll help us increase our revenue quite a lot. So I'm going to just paint in a few high density zones. This is going to make quite a lot of nice high-rise buildings, office buildings. Okay, so now we need to start thinking about how we want to set out the metro, how we want to be able to, well, not the metro, but the tram lines, and how we're going to ferry people around the city. So there's obviously a lot of jobs and a lot of people work in the industrial area. So we want to bring people from this side of the city into the industrial area. And then what we want to do is we also want to bring in people that are ferrying in from outside connections from other cities. We want to ferry them across from this side of the highway to the side of the highway so they don't have to walk across the highway. And we also want to balance our education a bit, so we're still running in the red on basically in our college, our university, our high school, and our elementary school. Our healthcare is doing a little bit better, but we am building up a little bit of kitty in our money in our kitty so that I can expand and maybe build in a hospital. Hospitals are 1.8 mil, and maybe bring in another crematorium. And I did move the small post office from this side to our beach areas. So this, our main city and our industrial area doesn't have access to post. So I'd like to put in post as well. But what I'd like to do first before I do any of that is I'd like to, okay, so if we've got some demand for this high residential, then I'd like to bring this in because this will bring us some nice revenue. That one isn't coming yet. Okay. Also help with our unemployment. It'll give people jobs. What I noticed was, so I haven't destroyed or rezoned any areas yet, but if you have a look at my parks, I have homeless people living in the parks. And if you click on these people, it'll actually tell you that they are unemployed. So that's the reason why they're just sitting around doing nothing and they don't have jobs. They do have access to be able to get out of the city via the bus station, because they can travel from here to either one of the two cities that we've got connections to. So I don't know why they are still doing that. And what we can do is we can also stop rezoning the lower businesses to, sorry, the commercial to higher commercial. They'll also bring in a lot more revenue. I'm just going to pause it. Just do a little bit at a time so that it doesn't completely destroy our revenue overall. See, so we're in the green, we're making 102,000 an hour, which is pretty good. Okay, I want to empty that area because I want to put in maybe a sports park or a green area, and the same thing on this side. I think I want to do a green area on this side as well. And okay, so we've got a lot of residential demand, but I'm not too worried about that now. I'm going to just hold off until we have our our tram lines and stuff in place. Just bring in more offices. It's just going to help us increase our revenue dramatically. So I think what I can do is I'm going to move this out of the way for now. I'm going to remove all the interleading roads. I am going to destroy our mediclinic. I am going to put in a hospital. Alright, and then I'm going to run a road between there and there. And that just gives me a little bit of idea of sizing and distancing. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put in 2 larger parking lots. So let's put in 2 of those over there. And then we're going to run an interleading road in between the 2. Okay, and then we're going to move this to over there, and we're going to buy a second one. Okay, so we're not going to have any problems with health and death care after this. This should be perfect, right? Okay, so I don't want the entrances of the parking lots to be on the main road, so I'm going to just turn them around. You know, it costs us a little bit of money, but it takes the traffic off the main road, turning in and out of the parking lots, which is perfect. Okay, and then I want to maybe put in another long parking lot over here. That looks good. And then I'm going to run a road across the top here, and then our fire station can come in here and our police station can come in here. They're just 2.1 million shots, so I'm just going to hold off on that a little bit. Okay, let's get the thing running again. Okay, and I want to bring back the post office, but this time I'm going to bring back a much bigger post office. Okay, and I'm going to upgrade it a little bit initially, and then I'm going to put the little parking lot over here, and then I'm going to use so the first upgrades I did was increase space to house more post vans, and then I've extended the storage. I'm going to add now to extend storage space. Okay, I'm going to run a little road, little alley up this side, I think, and I'm going to add another communications tower over here, and I'm going to fully upgrade it. Okay, and then I can bring in is it 200,000? So maybe we don't need it right away. Okay, we do want to reduce the number of pedestrian crossings and intersections here. All these new roads we've built. And the same thing over there, the same thing over there, and the same thing over there. And then we're just going to remove the traffic lights. Okay, and we definitely don't need, or maybe we do. Let's just leave them in for now. That's fine. We don't want many people parking in here anyway, so I'm going to just grass off this area. The same thing with these roads. They literally cut through roads. You don't want people parking on the sides and causing trouble. And I'm going to run another little alley through here. And then the same thing, I'm going to remove the pedestrian crossings and the intersection there. You can see we've got a lot of people walking around in the city. A lot of people are mobile. Okay, so I want to start thinking about the metro and not the metro. Sorry, I keep saying metro, but it's not the metro. It's the tram systems. So we have got it unlocked. Excuse me, just give me 1 second. Okay, so we needed the tram depot in order for the trams to be able to come up, but we don't have to worry about that for laying infrastructure. So I'm going to select the double tram track. Wait, before I even do that, I think I'm going to lay it out just using the grass tool. So I want to bring it in from the university and wrap the commercial on this side. So I'm going to wrap it down like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear up the traffic from the highways, and so the trams can run smoothly over the highways, because I want the tram to come this way and to pick up people from the bus stop on this side. Okay, so I'm just going to use the grass just to lay out where I want to put the tram lines. So my university is going to be here. Education systems, and they'll be able to come all the way through. Okay, perfect. So if we zoom out, you can see by the grass. That's sort of the tram line that's going to run around the city. And then we want to do is we want to bring it across to the industrial area as well. So I'm going to just bring grass roads down here, either sides. So that we can run into the industrial zone if we need to, which I think I'm going to do anyways. Okay, perfect. And then I want to bring in another post office over on this side. Just take care of demand of what's happening. We are making 100,000 a month, so it's perfect. I'm going to just fully upgrade it. Okay, so now we have post coverage on this side as well. We have a much better post coverage in the middle of the city. We have another communications tower in the middle of the city, which is going to help us with our internet. Especially when we start expanding the city out this way, we're going to have the internet coverage to be able to cover all of that for us. Okay, so we've basically got those tram lines in, and we know we're going to bring them across the highway on this side. So let's put in the depot. I think I'm going to just put the depot over here. Okay, and I'm going to run a double rail line on this side. And I just want to remove parking from the street, so I'm just going to put grass here. Okay. And then I don't need to use the double track over because I'm only going to go over the one side. So I'm going to use a single track to take us to that side. And I'm going to use a single track on this side to come down this way. And I'm going to drag it all the way across so that at least we'll join there. Ah, I did it on the wrong side. Sorry, guys. So why? I don't know why I can't drag this. Sorry, give me a second. It's because I've put one on both sides, which I didn't mean to do. We only need it on the one side. Okay, perfect. And then we can run the tram line where we've grassed the area here. So I'm going to run it all along there. I'm going to run it along there. I'm going to run it along there. And along there. Okay, cool. So you can see all our tracks are connected. So if you zoom right in, you can actually see the tram lines in the road, which is exactly what we want. And stop so many people from walking. I mean, if you go down to the streets now, you can see there are dozens and dozens and dozens, hundreds if not thousands of people just on the streets. It's good because it makes the city look busy, but also it makes it busy and noisy. So we want to just calm that down a little bit, and less cars in the city as well is better for us. Better to have less traffic. Okay, it is asking for more of this businesses, so I'm just going to put in some more high density. Just keep increasing our cash flow as much as we can. I mean, we're sitting at 115,000 an hour, so that's good. Building up a bit of a kitty. So how are we doing? We're doing a kind of okay on the buses. We're using 30 out of 35. Taxis, I think we're probably using all of them. Yeah, 40 out of 40. Okay, so let's start thinking about where we're going to put our tram stops. So I know I'm going to definitely want to pick people up from this side of the bus station. Okay, and then when we come to... Oh wait, what we want to do is we want to actually do a single line down this way. And a single line on that side of the road, and a single line on that side of the road. And you can see we haven't put grass here, so I want to just do that as well. Just keeps people off. Okay, from being able to park on the side of the road, which is actually exactly what we don't want them to do. Okay, so just a few people coming into the city. We haven't really added many residential buildings, but we are increasing our income quite dramatically. It's fantastic. It's Some of these high-rise office buildings are coming in now. It's looking good. Okay, now we just need people to be able to get around the city pretty quickly and easily. Okay, so let's think about bus stops now, or the tram stops. So we know that this is going to be a college here. This is going to be the university here, college. You can see there will be one over there, and same thing over here. So we want to think about, okay, getting people around easily enough. Okay, so we don't want them to stop on the corner here, especially if they're going to be on this way. So let's just do a tram stop on either side of the road at the beginning like that. Then we can do the same thing on this side. Okay. And then generally it's good to just leave one space and then add a tram stop in. Leave one space and then a tram stop in. So that's going to be 2 spaces, but that's fine. We'll do the same thing on this side. Right outside the university when the university comes in. Okay, and then we're going to do on the corners, maybe just one in over here. And then one kind of in the center, I think. Okay, we'll try and mimic that on the other side as well. So we've got on that side. We can do it there. Okay, that's fine for now. Okay, and then maybe just one as we go out of the neighborhood. One as we come into this industrial city. A few along the industrial path. One on our way out, and then back to the area. Okay, so we should have coverage from this area. We've got buses keep bringing people, ferrying people from this residential zone to this bus station. Then they can be able to catch the tram from the bus station to the city. Okay, so let's think about how we're going to do our first one. So I think our main line from the bus station will run. Maybe that won't be the one that will go to the industrial zone, but the one that's in the city will go to the industrial zone. Although I think it's going to be the same direction as the industrial zone, so it's not going to work out for us. So let's rather do the opposite. So let's go. Okay, so from there. Okay, we do want to go around this way. Okay, so let's just actually make it the long one. And we'll add in the industrial zone. This is because of the one-way directions that's causing the problems. Okay, so no. Just make sure you choose the right stop and it's on the right side of the road. And then you can bring it back there. So I'm just going to pause because I don't want that running right now. Okay, and let's just get in here. Okay, so this is going to be free, and the color is going to be industrial zone, so it's going to be like an orange color. Okay, and then I want to bring a second line in. What the second line is going to do is it's going to run around the city, but in the opposite direction. Okay, so we want to go on that side. We want to go the other way, sorry mate. See, that's why I changed the color of the line beforehand. So it makes it a lot more visible and easier to see. Okay, so there's our secondary line. And I'm going to make this red. We don't have a red line yet. That's going to be awesome. Okay, so the orange line takes you to the industrial. So it gives you a little bit of a color indication. You can rename the lines. I'm not going to do that now. Excuse me. Okay, and let's run the simulations. Now we should have orange and red trains coming out. Trains, trams, you know what I mean. And there we go, guys. We have our tram infrastructure in the city. So let's follow this guy and see where he goes. People don't know that there's tram stops. There was literally nothing before, and now suddenly they've just appeared, and suddenly there's trams all over the streets. See, over the highway, ferrying people across the highway. Excuse me.
Back with Nan, the hip-hop gran, playing you the hottest, hippest sounds in town, and what a lovely town we live in.
Right on the edge of the city.
I was taking a stroll down
Taking a ride.
with the grandkids yesterday.
Not very many passengers using it yet.
Word how fast
The other line is a lot busier.
It's really quite breathtaking.
Right in the city.
I remember when the latest
Here we go.
development
See, people are already using it.
was just a muddy
Traffic is already a lot less coming over the highways.
there with little Johnny
So it's already working.
who's
The other one will
now
definitely be a lot busier. Okay,
Hello,
so I can only have a
Johnny.
maximum of 9 vehicles on that track,
Remember
and
the
then
time I
on the
jumped
orange
down
track.
you from that
And that's
oak and
dependent on the
broke your
distance and the number of
collarbone?
stops, from what I understand.
He was in track
Do we have
camp
enough
this
trams?
summer.
We only have 10.
Good
So I'm going to
times.
upgrade the trams immediately. Okay, we're doing 132 an hour. So we're doing really well. Okay, buses, we're still doing okay. I want to start thinking about maybe upgrade. Okay, so let's talk about education. We want to start bringing education back in line. So we have space for a university. So I'm going to put the university in now, I think. Helps with higher education. It'll help with the offices. And we definitely have the monthly income to be able to sustain it. Okay, so we have our university in place. Our high school, our elementary school, everything is still way too low. So hopefully I'm going to have enough cash to be able to sort out that. Okay, so elementary school is still in trouble, so I have got enough money to be able to bring another one in. Okay, so in the green and the college, so we need about 750,000 for that. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit to build up a little bit of revenue, and then we can build that. Remove the pedestrian crossings, remove the intersections. And I'm just going to bring in 2 little small parking bays here. I mean, literally every little bit helps. Okay, so how are we doing on unemployment? We are sitting on 17%, so still quite high. And we still have quite a lot of space to upgrade our commercial. So I'm going to start just doing that. So I'm going to pause the simulation, rezone it, delete what's currently there, and hopefully it zones in nicely. Otherwise, just help it along a little bit. We're going to do the same thing over here. Much higher income businesses employ more people, which is what you want. You don't want 2 smaller businesses that don't employ a lot of people. Big buildings employ more people have jobs. Works out better for the economy. So you see they'll start bringing down the unemployment rate. And we can also start changing the density of the offices. Okay, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some higher residentials. This is going to be my first rezoning of the game. I want to pause the game and I want to remove these row houses. And I want to remove the zoning. And what I want to do is I want to bring in some higher residential in its place. dramatically increase the number of people that can live in the area. High-rise residential back onto high-rise offices. It's exactly what you want. The buffer of sound between the commercial and the residential is your offices. And basically a block. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some more, I think, on this side. To start increasing our revenue as much as we can. That's a lot of upgrading going on there. Maybe we just let it calm down a little bit. Let our city breathe into it a little bit. So how are we doing on the... Yeah, we're doing okay there. Okay, so we do definitely going to need another college in soon. So as soon as we have enough money, we'll put another college in, and then we'll be in the green. For the first time in quite a while, actually. Put in some more mixed-use buildings. Make sure it doesn't create two buildings like that. Do the same thing over there. It's basically our first people. Excuse me, it's our first people in the city. We've brought in, we haven't built any more residential for quite a while. So hopefully that's okay. It's completely killed the demand, which is fine. Okay, so commercial, we're just going to keep upgrading, or rezoning at least. Pause the simulation, just delete what's currently there. Bring them back into play. And the same thing, this one. There we go. And we need to start thinking about upgrading these facilities as well. I mean, okay, our healthcare and our crematorium death care availability is way in the green, so we're doing fine there. It's just our education that's a little bit struggling a little bit. Our recycling is still doing okay, and our water. So I want to start upgrading the water. Let's go and see what's going on with the water. There seems to be an issue out that side. Let's go and have a look. Okay, so it looks like the water pumps aren't even in the water anymore. So I'll just upgrade this slowly. So I'm going to choose another one, and I'm going to do one quite far out in the water. And then just run a road. So now suddenly we have new capacity. And I'm going to upgrade that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out into the water. Bring it back into play, and the same thing with this one. I don't know why I did that. That's a little bit crazy, but okay, we're going to sort it out. Okay, cool. And we added a third pump, so our water availability has gone back up into the green. It's doing beautifully. I'm worried a little bit about the recycling center because we're not investing anything into that yet. But we will definitely upgrade those facilities when we have the ability. So I mean, the big fire station is, I think it's like 2.1 million. The police station is 2.1 million, 2.15, yeah. So that's what we're aiming for. So 2.1 and 2.15, which is perfect. Okay, perfect. So we've done quite a lot of upgrading, guys. I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Cheers, hey. Bye.